Godzilla, Kong,
What the hell is that? I don't know! We have to take it.
Once rivals, these two titans of course needed to have a little fight. Why? Because everyone else was. So they scuffled, scraped, and eventually became pretty good buds. Why? Well, for our entertainment, and to stop a big evil mecha Godzilla made from the brains of a dead alien dragon Hydra, of course. And surprisingly, this big brawl resulted in one of the best performing films of the pandemic. And it did this with CGI on such a colossal scale that it somehow made these larger-than-life monsters of characters feel believable. How? Obviously, when you see Kong on a big battleship, most people can recognize that it's CGI, but why do we not care? Why can we look at a scene and know it's CGI and still enjoy a movie and not be pulled out of the narrative? Look at Thanos. Look at Davy Jones. Look at Avatar. These characters and monsters are all fantastical, and a part of us can recognize it's not real, but the VFX are just good enough to allow us to suspend our disbelief and enjoy the sheer entertainment of these stories. And this especially true in the Monsterverse films, with CGI good enough to where you can suspend your disbelief and get lost in worrying if Kong will get out of the way before Godzilla fires off his big radioactive breath. But that is a tough task to do, to try and get an audience to buy into the fantastical. It takes the attention to detail and talent of an amazing VFX team. Especially for movies like this, where you have real people interacting with big monsters fighting big monsters, big cities destroyed by big monsters. So if you're wanting to make a monster movie bigger than all of them combined, how do you make it believable? For Godzilla x Kong, the answer was simple: VFX artists. On this one film, you have artists from ILM, Digital Domain TNE, Weta FX, DNE Yi, Scanline FX, Bellow FX, Rodeo FX, Hybrid, Outpost VFX. And that is insane. That is a monumental number of people all working together to render scenes, animate actions, blend what was filmed on the day into the imaginary world of this big monster universe. And the sheer scale of the visual effects team certainly shows. The director Adam Wingard has even teased an 8-minute-long fight scene with these titans. So it's clear they're using quantity to make their film quality. And it's why these films have found an audience. If these movies didn't have the passion, talent, and effort from the artists behind the scenes making these movies looks pretty damn cool, these films would not have been here. What the filmmakers and artists have done with these films is awe-inspiring. The creativity and detail put into each monster design and the animation to get their movement feel believable allows us as an audience to get wrapped into the hype and emotions of the story. And as technology gets better and better, it's easy to think how more fantastical and imaginative worlds are going to be able to be brought to the screen for our entertainment. So will Godzilla x Kong, the new empire, be the best key movie ever? No. I know, you spent 10 minutes hyping up these films only to say the new one isn't gonna be that groundbreaking, ye pretty much. But that's not a dig at the people working on it or the film itself. Will it be fun? Ye probably. Will they have paid their VFX artists fairly? Maybe. But will it be revolutionary? No. Avatar, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Pirates of the Caribbean. Each of these films have CGI scenes on par, some even detailed and realistic than this new film, and they were released over 10 years ago. As far as I'm aware, nothing is new here. We've had about 20 years of big heavy blockbusters, and with a budget of $200 million, you'd hope the movie would be at the very least good. And luckily, these Monsterverse films are just that, a solid big action blockbuster. They have the destruction of cities, large fantastical worlds, and big monsters fighting. It has everything that we expect to see in a film like this, but Godzilla x Kong, the new empire, is not doing anything we haven't seen before. So although its VFX are incredible, and it is being made by some of the best artists in the industry, it simply is what it is. It's the next episode of a fun show that you love to watch occasionally just to see what happens. For $200 million, it looks fine, and being fine is good enough. It's why there's 5 films, and it's why there will probably be more. And to be honest, making movies is pretty bloody difficult. You got producers thinking they know best trying to meddle in making the film, trying to cut costs at all cost, while you have hundreds of people, actors, crew, behind-the-scenes staff, all trying their best to make the best story possible for audiences who are all waiting to judge and critique every detail of it. So to get to your films to pretty good, to be honest, is an achievement in itself. But if you want to talk about the best, there is a monster film that will and has revolutionized the way the industry should look at how to utilize VFX. A film that, in my opinion, has one of the best uses of CGI ever. If you want to talk about groundbreaking, then we need to talk about the real king of the monsters. This amazing film, on a $15 million budget, was able to craft hands down the best story within a monster movie film and show one of the meanest and nastiest Godzillas ever put to screen. Oh, and that isn't even talking about its revolutionary use of CGI. I mean, come on. You had the director acting as the VFX supervisor, streamlining production while also having a genius understanding of the VFX tools himself that allowed proper communication between the artists and himself, all to ensure a true vision is carried through from pre-production all the way to post-production while keeping in mind their film release deadline and in budget. And that's how, with only 7.5% of what a standard giant action monster VFX budget has, they were able to make one of the greatest, most horrifying Godzillas today. Godzilla -1 is not just good, it is stunningly brilliant. The biggest complaints in all of the Monsterverse films is who cares about the people. Get to the monsters, that's all we care about. But Godzilla -1 reminds us that in a world of monsters, if we don't care about the people in it, why should we even care if it gets destroyed? Godzilla x Kong, New Empire will be nothing new, and Godzilla -1, I truly hope, will be just the beginning. Either way, I hope both these great directors go on to make even more amazing stuff, because at the end of the day, monster movies are fun as hell. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, let us know down in the comments, and let us know what movies you think have the best CGI, and any down below in the comments. And don't forget, if you want to see more, subscribe for new videos. Maybe the next one will be about an even bigger monster.